You know, Gen Z and millennials have created a lot of really stupid terms, not only for metal but for other things, but nothing really comes close to Baddiecore. What the hell is Baddiecore? Well, Baddiecore actually came from Craig Reynolds, the drummer and podcaster from Stray from the Path. It was intended as a joke, but a lot of people latched onto it and actually started using it, so much so that Spotify themselves made a literal playlist called Allure that had like baddie in the description, like Nick Nocturnal reacted to it. So it's not only a term that was just a meme that was intended to be a meme and nothing else, or if it was, people took that out of context because people are just using Baddiecore. So what exactly is it? I'm gonna give y'all a summary of it because you know I got your back. Basically what Baddiecore encompasses, and it is a little bit of an umbrella term that is sometimes hard to define, but I'll put in words as best I can. It describes the bands that came about in the social media age mostly of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Twitter, bringing in this sort of mass commercialization like never before seen, and bringing in more accessible instrumentation and compositions, mixing that in with usually but not always metalcore music. And specifically the big thing that gets associated with Baddiecore is electronics being infused with the style, and usually gets equated to a villain soundtrack or baddie culture, which baddie is usually just what like a lot of Gen Zers and millennials like to say to make them seem more important than they actually are. My version of that is main character complex. Wait, hold on, let me put like a little bit of eyeliner on. Okay, let me put like the emo choker on. I gotta go full cringe. Okay, let me like hang my shirt off my shoulder. Let me pull my neck out. All right, am I baddie, guys? Am I baddie yet? I fucking hate my generation. You know how like Octane core is used as a way of describing like the dad rock that goes on like Octane and the butt rock and stuff, where it's like kind of metalcore, but it's kind of not? Baddiecore is very similar. And that Spotify playlist that I refer to, Allure, which I'm assuming it's still up, it basically has like almost all of the bands that are lumped in with this, whether you're talking about like Sleep Token, Spirit Box, Bad Omens, and specifically like here's the interesting thing. Deftones and Avenged Sevenfold get called Baddiecore. Like there is so much Deftones on that playlist and just in general with Baddiecore, and specifically early Avenged Sevenfold. My question is, if it's a modern term, how are these older bands being lumped into it? Because at first, my initial answer for this would have been, well, it's the same way that a lot of bands that are like from the late 80s, early 90s that are called metalcore, now that we have that term properly, were just called hardcore punk at the time, but later we found out that that sort of metallic edge was metalcore music, and so we retroactively attached that label to them. But I don't think this necessarily works that much, because while Baddiecore is an instrumental thing and a vocal thing and all of that sort of thing, it is very much defined by the social media age and the commercialization of these bands. And the very reason, if you look at the reason like a lot of these projects are labeled under Baddiecore, is because they blew up thanks to things like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Twitter. So while I understand like the vibe might be there from a project like Deftones or Avenged Sevenfold, I think it kind of sells short that the whole reason for the term being invented and being put out there was because of newer bands. What are your opinions of Baddiecore? Do you think it's just a useless term that has no credence and should have just stayed a joke, or do you see why people are letting it gain steam? Do you think older bands should be included in the Baddiecore discussion or not? You can let me know down below. I can't wait to discuss it with you. Agree or disagree, there is no wrong answer. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.